Today, I would like to share one of the more impressive antique knives in my collection. A large Sheffield Bowie knife made by George Wostenholm and Son at their Washington Works factory in Sheffield, England, around 1855. This knife represents the height of mid-19th century Sheffield cutlery, made for the American market during the great Bowie knife era. George Wostenholm and Son produced this handsome 15-inch Bowie knife in Sheffield, England. Wostenholm sold large numbers of his Bowie knives to miners, gamblers, laborers, and others during the California Gold Rush. He also supplied thousands of knives to Union and Confederate soldiers during the American Civil War. About 95% of the Bowie knives sold in the United States between the Gold Rush and the Civil War were made either in Sheffield, England, or in Solingen, Germany. These major knife-making centers had the expertise, factories, skilled workers, and quality steel needed to produce large quantities of fine cutlery. In the 19th century, knives were essential everyday tools. People used them for skinning animals, butchering meat, opening containers, cutting cord and rope, and countless other routine tasks. They were also important for personal protection. Most firearms of the time were single-shot weapons. Many were slow to load, awkward to use, or not completely reliable. Because of these limitations, a sturdy knife remained a trusted backup, and foreign-made Bowie knives were especially popular in America due to their quality, simplicity, and reliability. George Wostenholm was the most prolific maker of Bowie knives in the 1850s. He sold most of his blades in the United States, where demand for Bowie knives was very strong. By the middle of the 19th century, his IXL brand was one of the best-known knife trademarks in America. The three letters IXL were shorthand for the marketing slogan IXL. Wostenholm had two traits that helped make him so successful. First, he was a perfectionist who pushed his workers to produce the highest quality knives. It has been said that he personally inspected every blade before shipment. During inspection, he would tap each knife against an anvil and listen for a particular sound. If a blade sounded wrong, he had it destroyed. Second, Wostenholm was an energetic salesman. Records show he sailed to America roughly 30 times to promote his products. Each crossing of the Atlantic took several weeks on a sailing ship, or a very early steamship, and the voyage was not without risk. By 1861, his Washington Works factory in Sheffield employed about 850 men, women, and children. The blade on my knife is marked G. Wostenholm and Son Washington Works. None are genuine, but those marked IXL. The blade carries both an acid etching and several stampings. The etched design shows a pair of clasped hands surrounded by banners bearing the inscription, "The Americans give the right hand of fellowship to all nations, and own a universal brotherhood." Knives with this etched motif are considered premium 19th century export pieces, and they fall into the range of Washington Works knives that were made for the American market just before and during the Civil War. This Bowie has a coffin-shaped stag handle with a German silver escutcheon on the left side. The extra thick, full-length tang helps counterbalance the weight of the 10-inch blade. Together, the blade and handle give the knife a solid, substantial feel that is typical of quality Sheffield Bowies of this era. To sum up, this George Wostenholm IXL Sheffield Bowie knife is an impressive example of a mid-19th century export blade made for the American market. It combines bold, patriotic etching, high-quality Sheffield workmanship, and the famous IXL brand that was so popular with American buyers. If you enjoyed this look at an original antique Bowie knife, please take a moment to click the like button. Thank you for watching and for your interest in this remarkable piece of history.